What is up, guys? Johnny B here again today, and I'm gonna be bringing you guys a video of wide body gone wrong, where it tried to be DIY. A couple friends were trying to do it and it just didn't turn out. They were kind of arguing about where the cut should be and where everything should be, and it just didn't work out. They were having a tough time also because they were trying to do rivets, and they couldn't get the body kit to line up properly, so they had to re-drill multiple times, and it just left a bunch of holes on the fenders and the quarter panels. And you know, they just decided, you know what, let's just take it to Johnny. I know he does them, so we're gonna take it to him, have him solve all our issues. And here we are. I'm gonna show you guys around a little bit of the car, about what we're gonna do. So here we have a car. It was also brought to me like this, all taken apart. That fender wasn't even on. This fender, you can see, has multiple holes all over the area, and then the cut was done a little bit weird, so where it's like a step right there. I'll zoom out. And then another thing was that this wasn't modified. This needs to be modified so that way when you do full lock, it's not going to be hitting, you know, this edge here and that as well. So that's how it is on both of the fronts. Let me show you guys the other side. Same thing. Cuts are a little bit jagged. Now, it's understandable if it's your first time and you haven't really used an angle grinder or whatever tool they used. And also they cut a little bit too far on the fender. That's another big issue. Is that your cut's supposed to end like around here, and all that is missing when you're rocking the V1 kit. If you're rocking a V2 with side skirts, that doesn't matter. But since he's rocking a V1, that kind of messed it up. This side didn't get dual drilled, luckily. But the new kit that we're going to be putting on does not line up with those, so we're gonna need to redo that. And then let me show you guys the back section here. That is the cut that they went ahead and did. I talked with the owner and I told him that if it does it rub when, you know, it comes down, and he said it does, you know, once you start articulating. So that cut, you know, is not the best. I'm gonna try to make that a little bit nicer for them. And then same thing with the bumper. The bumper didn't even get cut. That needs to get cut, and there seems to be like a little piece of metal under there that didn't get cut either. You can see it right there where it's been rubbing. So that's quite the issue. We're gonna clean it up, make it look a little bit nicer. I'm not charging them for the full like welded and sealed, but I'm gonna make it look much nicer, so he can get this car looking nice again. And we are gonna be putting on a V3 rep bumper, which that in itself is gonna be quite a pain, but gonna try to work our magic, make everything look as good as possible, and you know, make the car look nice again. And here is the other end, and that's how it looks there. So let's make all this look nicer. So let's go ahead and start off by making this cut a little bit nicer. So I got both sides cut up. You can see I went ahead and fixed the radius cut, fixed that mess that was down there. I made that, you know, cut it and moved it out of the way. Same thing under here like I normally do, painted it flat black so it disappears. Painted flat black around the edges so it doesn't rust. And now both sides are looking really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the fender back on now and try to see if I can line it up with this front bumper. So I got the front over fenders put on, and the front bumper is on as well. And I got it to line up by cutting the bumper a bit, and that way it kind of lines up with the V1 over fender kit. So I guess it is doable, or it is possible to do. Just the fitment on this bumper is very terrible because it's like an eBay one, but I did what I could to make it fit, so there it is now. And got the fenders to fit much better than they were before. Unfortunately, I had to cut half of the fender down there, right there in the bottom. That's just how messed up they were, so I had to do what I could to make it work. Obviously, the bumper doesn't match up with the hood properly, but so here we are a couple days later. I went ahead and fixed that to round it off a little bit better, make the design look better. Painted everything flat black so that way nothing gets rusty with Rust-Oleum. I did test fit all the parts and got all the new holes made for all the mounting. The same thing on this side. And another thing that I also went ahead and did with this car was to install a V1 wing. You can see here, it's full of holes on the trunk on both sides. So the V1 wing was installed. And now, today is gonna be paint day. We're gonna go ahead and get all the panels color matched. The wing's gonna be gloss black, whereas everything else is gonna be color match. There are gonna be some pieces on the wing that are gonna be color matched as well. So we're gonna have to change that up. But other than that, you know, it's gonna be good. So it's the next day and I went ahead and washed the car. Before we go ahead and put on the body kit, I wanted it to be all clean. And look at it, looking nice and shiny. Everything's looking good. So the body kit is freshly painted from last night. I wanted to make sure that when I put it on the car, it wasn't gonna look out of place. So now it should look really nice with everything color matched and the car being actually clean. So let's go get the bumper first. I need to put that on first. And then probably the wing, because I'm gonna need help with both of those. So here are the parts that I painted. So it's the full RB1 kit versus minus actually these pieces that go on the front bumper. So these are the back pieces, because the front bumper is a V3 style, which I already took to the car. And then here's the wing. We wanted the inside of the wing painted red, just like the inside of the end pieces, and the rest of it black. So let's go ahead and take the wing to bolt that on first. So we got the wing installed. It's looking amazing. You can see how the red inners really stand out. And I painted the whole wing gloss black, because the theme of the car is to be black and red, as you guys can tell by the wheels and everything. So that's on. And then the front bumper was also installed. There's the front bumper. Doesn't fit really well, so I always recommend going with a legit one. The fitment on the bumper to hood line is really bad, so yep, order a real one. So now that this is all installed, next part is to actually put the wide body kit on. I'm gonna have my little helper Liam here. He's gonna be our designated wide body kit holder while I bolt it on. So after installing the bumper and the wing, we installed the wide body kit, and that is now on. So I'm gonna show you guys around how that looks like. It's a little bit dark, so excuse the lighting. I have a little lamp here with me so we can light it up and show you guys how it looks. There's the wing body kit. Color is very close. It's not quite exactly the same. I think this car has been repainted before, so the color on the car is not exactly the same either, but it's fairly close. It's very hard to tell unless you know exactly what I painted, which is obviously the kit. And then, like, for example, this fender is completely like faded, so it doesn't really have a shine to it. You can see there. But I did take the car to the car wash, got it all cleaned up because it was dusty, and now it's not dusty. This is how the front looks. It's weird because it had a grill that was like silver and I painted it black, but now you can't even see the grill. You can see it now, the little mesh. So it has that. And the fender was obviously cut a little bit extra, so I just chopped off that extra bit that was cut to not have it looking so ugly there. So unfortunately that part is still visible, but the owner's thinking about getting some side skirts for it. So with the side skirts, that problem should be solved. Then the wing, nice and shiny black with red inserts on the inside. And here's the other side with a "Go Drifting Anytime" sticker. Like this angle right here, the color looks exactly the same almost, so it's weird. It all depends on like the shadows that it's getting, but with the light it should be eliminating those shadows. So yeah, let me back up and show you guys what the car looks like from this angle. He is gonna need a little bit more spacer on this back wheel, but other than that, not bad. So this kit costed him, I think it was like $100 maybe, 100 to 200 bucks for the front bumper because he bought it off of someone. The body kit was like 160 bucks. The wide body kit, because it's the eBay plastic special. And then the wing was 200 bucks, which is the Duraflex wing. Normally they're 500 bucks, but I just had it laying around and he wanted it, so we installed it for him. And I put in some hardware that matched the hardware that it already had on it, so it looks kind of cool actually having like the silver hardware like that. And the wing having those red inserts is actually kind of cool, like on the end plates. It looks kind of sick. I think it would have almost looked better if like the outside of it was also red, but that's how he wanted it. He wanted just the red on the inside. It's cool. So we went from a kit that was installed kind of crooked. One side didn't fit. The edges, you know, along the cuts were all jagged. It looked pretty bad, and the car looked like that for a while. And we decided, you know, to help him out with the installation of the kit, have the kit straightened out, and then from there things just escalated. Then he wanted a paint match as well, and then he was telling me about a wing that he wanted, and I actually just had gotten this wing as a trade for some work that I did, and I knew I wasn't going to use it. I figured I was going to be able to sell it, and it sold right away without me even posting it up for sale. So all in all, the kit, he's probably got like $600 in just kit, which is, you know, compared to the base $3,500 V3 kit. We got a quad driving down the street, and you know, compared to a real kit, obviously he's saving a lot of money, and it's hard to make the kits look nice. There is a lot of body work that needs to be done. Luckily on the wide body kit, it's not that much. The front bumper is all crooked and twisted, and it doesn't line up with the hood properly. There's nothing I can do about that, but I was able to mount it on there to where it looks the best, and it doesn't look as bad. And then the wing, same thing. The wing had some parts that were I think where you bolted to the actual wing to the stand, the bolts that went in there were all cross-threaded and messed up, so I had to retap everything, get new hardware, and just basically redo the wing, so that way the wing, all the hardware was nice and strong, and it was all there. You know, a lot of the times the wings are missing a lot of the hardware, and I've noticed this in other Duraflex wings, so they're pretty bad quality. But yeah, there it is. It's all installed. You know, you can make a cheap kit look good, but in the end, I don't recommend it. I recommend always going with high quality parts. That way, at the end, it's gonna look showroom quality versus something that's just gonna be like a daily driver. And you know, in this case, the owner didn't care. So there it is. You save some money, you get what you pay for, but I can make it look as good as I can, and the car actually looks really good after all the paint work. So on that note, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, you have a great day.